Get back down to Cardinia Park, Wolsey. Dean Solomon let himself down on the weekend. He addressed it, I think, manfully afterwards, but he's going to pay a heavy price for an incident that's been a blight on the game.
Yeah, it was a bad one. And look, I was down there and you can see Cameron Ling's got rid of the ball and the forearm, elbow, whatever you want to call it, makes contact with Cameron Ling's cheekbone. It's a fractured cheekbone. He's been operated on and it wasn't good for the brand, that's for sure.
Terrible. Just as an aside, what was Ling doing being carried off, dragged off the ground like that? Why wouldn't we take a stretcher out for a bloke in that distress? Every time he puts his foot down, he's jarring a fractured cheekbone.
Well, as it turned out, it was fractured, yeah.
Yeah, look, Gerard, it's really disappointing. I like Dean Solomon, but he's gone over the top and he's going to pay a heavy price for this. He apologised publicly and he actually rang Cameron Ling in hospital today to apologise privately. But he's got to pay the price. I mean, the game can't have people doing that sort of stuff. In a way, I think it's worse than what Barry Hall did to Brent Staker.
How so?
Because he saw him, he was in his sights, he went at him, he didn't deviate, and he raised his elbow and he hit him. Hawley, in a sense, was just throwing that... It was a good punch, but he threw it back. I think there was a bit of element of not quite sure what was going to eventuate from that.
I disagree with you, because I think Barry Hall, who is a trained boxer, to turn around and just go bang with a punch when the ball's 100 metres away, not on at all.
Well, the ball was gone in this case. An elbow is a lethal weapon.
I agree. Both were bad.
So
what do you think you'll get?
Minimum 4.
Oh, you get more than that, I think.
And possibly 6.
I mean, I think the fact
The
it's been
activation
referred to the
points
tribunal...
suggest he's going to get 7, because you've got to get 7 activation points to go to the tribunal.
Hawley got 10. I mean, I know he served 7, but he got 10 weeks with a 25% discount, which brought it down to 7 games and some carryover points.
Is that going to be a problem for the system and the AFL? Because it could well be that Solomon gets more than Barry Hall.
Well, I could live with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'd be a fair bit of backlash around the country.
Disappointing for Freo, Gerard. I mean,
Shocking
just
for
yet
Freo.
another indictment on the way this footy club is functioning at the moment.
Well, Dean Solomon's been reported 6 times in 33 games playing for the Dockers. Josh Carr's record's not much better, and Jeff Farmer's record's not much better. The Fremantle Football Club has to be responsible for what's happening here, because they've allowed players to repeatedly be reported. They are the most reported club in the competition in the last 3 years, and that comes from the president to the CEO to the coach. So don't just look at the players. It comes from the top, and the top have to take responsibility.
So you're saying because they tolerate it, they have to accept the responsibility?
They have just accepted far too much of that sort of thing.
Wolsey, can I show you